Hello, my friends. How are you today? This is Bess McCarty, coach for network marketers and business and life, also called the shrink of MLM. Today, my topic is this is the Ask Bess video column that come to you every Saturday and Sunday at noon Eastern Time. And today, the topic that I want to cover is how to deal with overwhelm, because someone wrote and asked me, there is so much going on in network marketing. I get confused, I get fragmented, I get pulled in so many different directions. How do I know what to do and what to use in network marketing, and how do I deal with overwhelm in general? So this is going to apply not only to network marketing, but also to all of the parts of our life that we might feel overwhelmed in. So what this is, I'll just introduce what this is real quick before I get into the topic. And welcome, Joanna. Welcome totally. If you all are watching the replay, I'd love if you type that in. I'd also like to hear where you're from. So this live every Saturday and Sunday, noon Eastern Time, is called Ask Bess. It's a video column where you can write in and ask anonymously, or come on the call right now and type in a question that you'd like answered. I got this idea from Ann Landers, who said that people, her video column or her newspaper column was popular for over 50 years, she said, because people need to be heard. So my message to you is, you can call in and ask a question, by the way, about anything, whether it's network marketing, who I've been coaching for about 12 years now at Network Marketers. I was a full-time one myself for years as well. So it could be about network marketing, it could be about business, it could be about any job, career, it can be about relationships, parental or marriage type relationships, or friends or family. It could be about health issues, it can be about weight loss, it can be about spiritual fulfillment, any of this. I've been coaching people for, coach and counselor for, and a body-mind therapist and holistic health practitioner for over 30 years. So this is the history that I bring to the table is my own work and the work that I've done with people. I've helped hundreds of people have breakthroughs in their lives, similar to what Tony Robbins does, to lead the lives that they know that they are meant to be, and to help network marketers jump ranks and break through records there too as well. So I'm going to talk about all that in a few minutes. Now, a leader, a therapist, a healer can only lead people as far as they have gone themselves. So what personal growth work have I done? I have done and lead what I call healing the past, and this is like the Fisher-Hoffman process. It's the deepest that I know, the deepest process that I know, known to psychology, that I'm aware of, to go through, where you go back and clear your past programming, even from the womb and the programming you got there, and from birth and each of the childhood stages as you grew up, with tapes made specially for you, the regressions going back to those stages, and clearing and upgrading, rewriting the programs. I love doing inner child work for people too. Going to be starting one of these in Hayes on Monday, a series of 6 classes where we go back to the childhood stages of the infant, toddler, preschool, school age, and adolescent, and upgrade each of those, the programmings that we got at that time. None of them were perfect, but the programming that we got, good or bad, shows up in our life right now. It plays out in our life right now. So that's what I help people do. Go back and see what was missing, fill in the gaps, and change the life in the present. So this is what I do. Welcome, Aviva. How are you? How's your family? I'm glad to see you on some of these shows. I give love to everybody there. Still would like to visit Israel one day. So that is a little bit about my background and what I do. Of course, I had to do my own work in each of these things to be able to lead other people through the blocks and to a better life. And so if you work with somebody, find someone who has done their work. And when they have, it will be an aliveness and a vibrancy that you feel from them because of that. It cannot be hidden. It cannot be gotten any other way, but by going through each of our own work and facing that really sacred journey of going inside and say, I'm facing myself now. I'm being honest with myself. No more of the past. No more of the hiding out, the getting by, the putting up with, the evading my own truth and healing myself, evading my own responsibility to life. And to go back and feel even the painful places in our life that cause the negative programming. Like negative programming could look like avoiding life, not making calls, doing the easy thing instead of going for the long range thing, not taking responsibility, blaming others, looking outside instead of in. Most of us do this most of the time. This is our humanness, our human condition. So it takes extra strength and courage and commitment and a reason to be able to go in and say, I'm going to look at the ways that I have not been serving life for myself, and I'm going to look at these and change it. So that is the type of people that I love working with. And hello, Sherry, welcome. Welcome. Do you have something to say? Do you want to be on the video? Maybe after I finish telling the story, maybe we could do that if you like. Stick around, and if you have something to say, yeah, let's bring you on video in a little bit, okay? But first I'll finish what I've begun here. So stick around, Sherry, if you'd like to, because you have a lot to say, I know. Sherry has done a lot of this work and is a very courageous and wonderful lady with a story to share. So if you can, we'll bring you on at the right time here. Okay, so that is my work that I've done myself, my desire to bring this to other people, and my caring about people has birthed this video column where I come on, and my message to you is that you matter. I hear you. You're not alone. You have help. Every solution, every problem has a solution. You are bigger than any problem in front of you. The solution usually is not far away as one thinks. And you have help getting there. You don't have to do this alone. And a little bit I'll share with you a self-help system that I've evolved that leads people from problem to solution real fast, called Real Conversations. So I'll share that with you in a little bit. Welcome, Bala. How are you today? So that is why this video column. Real quick, before I get into the topic, which is how to deal with overwhelm, real quick, if you would like some help beyond this show, I have a Tuesday night class called Real Conversations class. And this is real conversations with ourselves, where we get honest and say, I'm ready to move through a block, whatever it takes, I'm ready to move through this. And you get coached in the process, in the presence of the group. This is a phone class. Yeah, it's not recorded. It is confidential. It can be anonymous if you want. People can come on and simply use an alias name and get coached in the class. It is a monthly membership fee to be in the class. The class is 90 minutes long, starts at 9 p.m. Eastern Time every Tuesday. It's ongoing, and you can come on and you can listen from others. We're breaking through blocks, getting coached on issues. We all relate to each other's issues to some degree, so you can learn from other people. You can bring your own issue and get coached right there, and then get feedback from the group afterward. And you can we always have an example, a quick lesson about real conversations in the beginning of the class. So, good morning. Yes, life lessons, Bala, they're just fantastic. Life is fantastic. It's set up to help us to grow, isn't it? To grow in giving and receiving love. I believe that's what the bottom line under all the reasons, all the goals that we have in life, whether it's health, wealth, or love, underneath it all is to learn to grow and to give to other people. That's my experience anyway. And it's just a marvelous journey. What we're led to. I think we're not led to anything more than we're ready for, and we're led to just the right thing for us, and we have all the help we need to overcome that thing. To get our spiritual muscle, to get the strength that we need. So, I'm going to cover the topic, how to deal with overwhelm, and then I'll go into explain to you in just in minutes how to do the 4-step real conversation self-help method for yourself, and where to get some more free information. You can get that at bessmccarty.com, Real Conversations class. There it tells about the class, or you can scroll down and you can find a link to free tools that you can get there. So Bess McCarty/Real Conversations class will give you the class and the tools. Welcome, Thomas, and welcome, Carrie. Glad to see ya. Love your comments, questions, any tips, insights, or questions you have as we go. Just leave those, and I can respond to those here as well. So the topic today, real quick, how to deal with overwhelm. A network marketer said, well, actually more than one, have given me the feedback. There's so much out there. How do I know which process or which script or which method is good? My upline's telling me something, the company's telling me something, the network marketing teachers online are telling me other things, and everyone has a slightly different method. How do I know which one to use? It can be, yes, thank you for that question. And it can be very confusing to run and try one method for a few days. If that doesn't work, go try another method for a few days. Because we know that we need to give any method, any good method. So the thing is, find a good method, right? And then once you do, give any good method a few weeks of time and trial. And track your results, because that is how you will know. Contact 1,000 people. Try it with 1,000 people. Track your results. How many people joined you as a customer or distributor or gave you a referral out of those 1,000 contacts that you tried that certain method. So every contact that you make with people about your network marketing business should aim for one of 3 results. Get a referral, become a customer, become a distributor. That is your aim, if possible. And Jeffrey David Gamble and I happen to teach a method in our school which we feel is the best. So we recommend that one, of course. But the best way to know is to you pick whatever method you feel is the best, try it out 1,000 times, and log that, and then log your results. And if you wonder if there's better results, set that aside. Try another method for 1,000 times, and then let us know, because we have a method that we feel it's the best one that I've ever seen, that Jeff has ever seen. That Jeff evolved from real estate and brought over to network marketing, and has personally himself, used this, done over 100,000 presentations, recruited over 500 people, frontline himself. So when I learned, I've known Jeff for 6 years over on Eric Worre's page, met him there, and continued a friendship. A year ago, I discovered more. We talked late one night and discovered more in depth what he has been doing. I thought, oh my gosh, this is the best method I've ever seen. It's super indirect, and it is the best one I've ever seen in all of my curating of network marketing, all my past years of being in network marketing full-time. I was for years, helped me raise my son as a single mom. But when I found this method that he's using, I thought, this is the one that I want to be teaching my students in my school. Jeff was thinking of starting his own school. I invited him to come in, teach here, and it's been that way ever since. We've been teaching together for a year ever since. So you can get a copy of this, by the way, for free. The world's hottest script, that's what I call it. Other people call it the favor script, or but people say it's the easiest, least resistance, no resistance at all. Never gets a no, never gets objections and all that. You can find that over at World's Hottest Script Replay. That's a Facebook event that we had that's over, but the replay's there. You can get it at World's Hottest Script Replay. So you can get that script, what you say after that, after that, after that. That's what we feel is the best. But see what you think. Pick the one you think sounds the best to you. Give it that 1,000 people try. Log your results, track your results. If you wonder if there's a better one, set it aside, try another one. If you find one that outpaces ours, I want to know about it. If you find one that gets better results than ours, please let me know, because that's the one I want to be teaching in our school. So you guys be the researchers. Let me know. Check it out. Try it out. So that's what to do if you're overwhelmed. Pick the best 3 to 5 methods that you see, and give it that sincere, honest trial. But yeah, you're right. There is a lot out there. Don't just run around and, like a chicken with their heads cut off and not go in any direction or not get any traction or not get anything done. So Sherry uses that script actually, and Carrie says thank you. There's a lot of people in our school who use the script and have been jumping ranks and really getting results, and a lot of them come on our shows here too. So thank you for that. Okay, I would like to also just talk about overwhelm in general, because that is a common theme in our society. When it seems like there's so much more to be done, or you think I should go faster, do more to get things done. I encourage people who feel overwhelmed just to take a moment, stop and breathe, or get clear. Sometimes it does take taking some time out to get outside of the schedule, and that's why I guess why people go on vacations, so they can get another perspective and break that sort of breakneck rhythm that can keep us just responding to text, to emails, to social media, and running faster and going here and there. Sometimes I feel like that, and sometimes I just need to take a little retreat, a little break, whether for a minute, an hour, a day, or a week, or whatever is needed to get a little bit different perspective on what I'm doing. Am I doing the right things? Am I going in the direction that I want to go? Where do I ultimately want to go? What is my why? What are my best steps toward that goal? And then if you're missing pieces of that, get the pieces. Like if you're missing skills, like I mentioned, getting the right script or the right methods, get those skills. If you're missing mindset, you have a negative mindset or attitude, or like one of our friends and students the other day, Jim Bailey, a dude with a tude is somebody who has a bad attitude. A dude with a tude. So if you are one, you might want to readjust that and say, how can I get the skills? How can I adjust that? If you need help with that, that's what I do. I actually do private coaching with people, and send them to our school if they need the skills. So social media has increased overwhelm. You betcha. There's so much to respond to, isn't there, lately? I just feel like I'm a responder sometimes. And that's why I do my spiritual work every morning. Take at least 20 minutes to go within and have quiet time and just listen. Not that I tell, God or life what I want or what to do today, but I say, if it's your will, this is what I want. I would like to serve these people today. I would like to be able to, I would like to be able to help so many people in so many ways today. If this is life's greatest will for me, show me how we find each other, and I'll tell you, magic happens. One fellow said, your card appeared in my pocket, and I don't know how. I said, how did you find me? Because your business card appeared in my pocket, my jacket pocket. And, so expect miracles. Cool things will happen when you're really surrendered doing this work. Thank you for the likes and loves. I appreciate that. And if you are watching and would like to master overwhelm, please type in yes, because that's what this show is about. I got a bunch of tips, actually. So one of them is to slow down, listen inwardly. One of my mentors, Allie Brown, says her best, most brilliant business ideas come when she's having a quiet spiritual time with herself, whether it's hiking in nature or just sitting quietly at home or reading an inspirational book and then pondering that for a little bit. But give room for your higher self, for something greater than you, to talk to you. And listen. Not just pray, talk, tell God what we want or what we think that should be done, but listen. And the coolest, smallest twists, insights, or giant ideas have come, including this video column. That's how this came to me. But we need to listen. We need to stop our own outflowing or telling or praying so long as to say, your will be done. Show me what that is, and show me how to accomplish that. And cool things happen. Cool ideas happen. And that is the adventure of life. That is what I live for. This inner relationship with spirit, with life. But we need to be quiet. We need to listen to catch that, don't we? So once we do, and we know where we're going. And then we say, well, welcome, Joanne, how are you? We're talking about how to deal with overwhelm. Number one, by getting quiet and listening to our higher self, our higher guidance, and discovering our why. Then we say, do I have the tools I need to get there? If not, that's the strategy, to get the tools. If you already know the steps and you know the tools because your upline has taught you and that's what you want to follow, then you go ahead and implement that. You can write those down. So you get your strategy and write that down. These are the steps I will accomplish that in. And it should be fairly simple, not so complicated that you just get paralyzed and throw the whole thing out the window and watch TV instead because it's too complicated or too much. Now, the next part I like. This is something that's really been coming home to me lately. Do one thing at a time. With the one thing that's in front of you at a time, do that. Do not look at the whole mountain. I've got a lot of mountain of papers to sort and everything, and it would overwhelm me. It'll probably take a few days to sort through them, but it would overwhelm me. Now, some people have a whole house full of things to sort out. Maybe they hoarded, maybe they delayed, sorting out things for a long time, and now it seems like an impossible mountain. I know someone that it will take them probably months, if not a year, to sort through their house and all the stuff that has been piled up. But that's okay if they take one thing at a time and just do the one thing in front of them. Hello, welcome Kylo, glad to see you. Welcome everybody here. Thank you for your likes and loves. I love a comment, just let me know you're there and say hello, good morning. Let me, if you're watching the replay, please type replay, and I also love to hear where you're from, because we have people from all over the world joining together at the same time, our attentions together, upgrading ourselves, learning something to improve our life, learning a tip to help ourselves and others on these Ask Bess video columns every Saturday and Sunday at noon Eastern Time. So the one step at a time trick is extremely powerful to not feel overwhelmed. And welcome, Donna. Glad to see you. To not feel overwhelmed. Because when we look at the whole mountain, we get paralyzed, we sit down, we cry, we stop, we do something else. We numb out, we watch TV, we do something easier than climb that whole mountain. Looks impossible. Why try anyway? Not going to make it anyway. Why try? Not even going to try to do it. Not going to make it. That's what we tell ourselves. Well, here's one of my favorite stories that I think about sometimes. You heard about the plane that crashed in the Andes, and the people were on their way to a soccer game, a soccer tournament, and the plane crashed. And months later, there were still some survivors, but the way that they survived was they had to eat the bodies of the people who actually died. Some in the crash and some later. And I don't know, out of, dozens and dozens of people, there was maybe just a handful of survivors at the end. One was a guy named Parado, I'll think of his first name, but his mother died in the crash. His sister died soon afterward. They were on the plane with him. That left their father back home with no word of what had happened. Just suddenly 3 of his family members disappeared. And that left him as the survivor, thinking of his father. Can he get back to his father, who would surely die of a heartbreak if he didn't get back? That became his why, to get back to his father. He saw no way to do it. No help was coming, no way to radio out, no food supplies or anything. Had to melt snow for water and all this. So it was very, very hard just to stay alive, let alone think about getting back. But what he did is he had this burning desire to get back there. That became his why, to live for himself and to get out of there and to save the other handful of people who were still the survivors. So they actually devised several plans to walk out. The first several failed. They had to come back or die or starve. They had to come back. So he and his buddy eventually designed another plan to get out a different way, to walk a different way. This time they packed greater provisions and everything. Still, it should have been impossible. They should have froze on the way, or not being able to find the footwork to get climbing out of the Andes. But they determined to try. After all, what have you got to lose when you're at that point, right? You have to try. And if they made it out, he would not only be reunited with his father, but and then perhaps they could send back for help to locate where the other survivors were. So he and his buddy, I forget how long it took, weeks? Anyway, a long time, however much provisions they had with dried meat and everything. And a tent, they makeshift tent. But eventually, they did make it out. When they were rescued by they came upon a shepherd and his sheep who took them to his house and went to get help. From that, they took a helicopter into the plane crash site and rescued the rest of the people, which was very, very risky. They risked their lives to be able to save those people because it was very difficult, to get in there, let alone get out. But they all made it. And they said to him, "How did you two climb? How did you two walk over the Andes? It's physically impossible to do it." And Ando Parado said, "I focused on one step at a time. All I could think of, I knew I wouldn't have the strength for the whole trip, but I could think, if I could take one more step and only the next step." He only focused on the step that he was on. And I can imagine that would become like almost a meditation. I have been sick before where it felt like, okay, I've got a lot to do today, but I'm sick. How can I get this done, this essential stuff that I need to get done, either to care for myself or to help the people that I committed to. So all I did was I outlined what I needed to do in the day, very simply, and then I just focused on just the task in front of me. That's it. All I need to do is just, I'm feeling sick or weak or nauseous or whatever. All I need to do is just get to the sink and run some water. That's all I need to do. Just focus on that one thing. I could do that one thing. After that, I could sit down and rest. And after that, I'm going to focus on making just this one call. That's all. I'm going to put my whole self and energy into this one call. And somehow life gave me the strength or the energy to accomplish one thing at a time. But I couldn't have functioned or had hope if I'd focused on the whole list that day. So I just focused on just the one thing in front of me. And I thought, one step, 1 hour, 1 day, then 1 month. Yeah, the steps do add up, don't they, Carrie? And somehow it's not hard to do the one thing in front of me because I can be present in that and give that my full love, my full attention, be with the person that I'm coaching on the phone 100%, or make the meal for myself and do that with love. With love means sit down and rest in between if I need to. It makes sense, yeah. So it's like divide and conquer, and it's a secret that I found lately in my business because I got so many different facets of my business between helping people in the school and network marketing and papers to keep organized and internet marketing, my services, and also family issues going on. There's so much to do that I can feel pretty fragmented and overwhelmed. So instead of thinking of all of it at a time, I would go insane, literally. So instead of doing that, I write everything down that I want to do. Then I pick one thing, and what order to do it, and then I pick the one thing that I need to do at the time. So first we need that overview, of course. First we need to make sure, am I going in the right direction? Is this the values? Do I really want to do this thing, or can I just let it go? Or can I delegate, or can I outsource it, right? So we need to decide all that stuff. What do I absolutely need and want to do? Myself. But what can I outsource, let go, do today, do tomorrow? What's most important today? What has a deadline? What's the most urgent or important for me to do today that maybe the other things hinge on? So I organize all this. I like to do it on paper and pen so I can see it. And then I take the one thing now that is the next thing in line and the next thing in line. And I find that there's no stress that way because the overview's been taken care of, the method has already been set, what day to do what on has already been determined. That can free me up to enjoying the moment and really, really being present in the moment. So that is how I personally deal with overwhelm and how I answer the person who asked, how can I deal with overwhelm in network marketing, in MLM? okay. One last tip I have is, remember I said do it with love. And to me, that means do not push myself. In other words, rest when I need to, eat when I need to, exercise, and all that stuff, and keep myself in good shape. That is with love. That's taking care of myself with love. And to not push. Recently, I saw a film with friends called Overcomer. And the message in it was a very, very good message about people changing in their life, overcoming their challenges and actually becoming a better person as a result. And one of them was a father coaching his daughter to run a race. And there are times in our life when we need to push through. When he said your legs are burning, go ahead anyway. I know a lot of runners have done this, and I think there are times in our life when this can apply. To push through the resistance, push through the block in our mind, push through the limit of what we thought we could do before. There is times for all this. And then there is times to let it go and not keep doing it. Because I got actually, a lot of people say, oh, that's what I need to learn to push through my old blocks, especially my own, lethargy, complacency, stagnation. I need to push through that for sure. That can be a block to push through. However, sometimes some of us can keep pushing too much to where we ignore or override our body signals that needs rest, or our emotional signals that say I need a break from this. I have overridden mine so much that I have gotten out of balance, like doing it for a year, doing a challenge for a year without taking much of a break. I have overdone it and paid the price in health and mental health and emotional health and not seeing family and friends enough and all of that. So some of us say, oh, I wish I had that problem, but I just wanted to, for Overwhelm, since we're talking about that today, you can go too far either way. You can go, not try enough, or you can actually try too much. In that movie, I didn't really like when at the end of the race they showed people limping in and injured and exhausted, and you could barely walk and barely stand and everything, and I don't like seeing people get injured, because my brothers have got injured in sports, and I know a lot of athletes are paying for what they achieved in their sport later in life by having injuries or disabilities or even early death. So I wanted to say, watch out, get in that balance thing, know when to push yourself and know when to turn it off. That's the part that I'm learning. So I think that deals with overwhelm too, being able to pull back and balance out and not go for extremes. I'm a Scorpio, and we love extremes. We love to really, really go for it, and it's exciting and it's alive and all that stuff. But we need to also pull back. A friend of mine, when in my younger years, she pulled me aside and she goes, hey, my dad was a Scorpio like you, and he went at life like you, and he died early from a heart attack. So I've been like this all my life, but that's probably my lifetime message, to moderate it. So for those who are like me, that's part of my message today about overwhelm. And Carrie says, can't wait to watch it, seen the trailer, but valuable lessons in it for sure. Yep, I got a bunch of lessons in that movie. So Sherry, if you're still on, would you still like to speak? Would you like to say something to the viewers from your own experience? A very spiritual and wonderful lady. If you would still like to come on, please send me a request to come on, like you did before, and I'll invite you on. Meanwhile, I want to let you know about the class, the Real Conversations class, happening Tuesday night. Every Tuesday night is a class where I teach the 4 steps, which I'm going to share with you right now too. But we have a lesson about the 4 steps, the Real Conversations 4-step self-help process. And then whoever wants to be coached in the group, it's by phone, can be anonymous. It's always confidential, not recorded. So whoever wants to be coached by phone can be. And then if they want feedback from the rest of the group, the group can get feedback like a mastermind. I will post the link for that, but you can also find it at bessmccarty.com/real conversations class. Everyone is invited. There is a monthly membership fee. You'll find the link at that. You'll find the information at that link, as well as free tools that you can get too. And who has a question right now? A question you like answered on this Ask Bess video column? Thank you for your likes and loves. Sherry, I'm going to see if I can invite you on. Nope, that won't do it. Let's see if I can. Yeah, everyone can request. If you want to, you can. I believe. Let me know if you can't, Sherry, then I'll see if I can play with this some more. But if you would like to come on and speak, then go ahead and send me a request to be invited onto the video to speak. Okay, this, let's see, what else do we want to cover? The school. You've heard me talk about our school. You can find that school at mlmmillionaireclub.com/basics, and I'll put a link to that too. Actually, tonight is our core number 3 that we teach network marketers, the third core of the 10 core commitments for network marketers, proven for decades to be fundamental in success for network marketing. Tonight is core number 3, which is about personal development. I love teaching this school and this class because I love network marketing as the best option that I know for people to have a better life, to be home with their kids, for seniors to have a better retirement, for people to get out of debt, for people to leave bad jobs. Don't know a better avenue in this economy than network marketing, and that is why I love teaching it. For over 10 years now, I'm a very passionate advocate for network marketers. They call me the shrink of MLM because I've helped people to break through their blocks. And Sherry, going to bring you on. Thank you. It'd be fun to hear from somebody but me. I just pushed it. Come on, come on. Let's see. Well, there it is. Okay, approved. Okay, it's on. Love to hear from you. Cool to have a discussion. She's coming on. It's bringing on. Okay, it's trying to bring you on. Hope you have a good internet connection there. That's what we might need. I find Wi-Fi is best. It's adding. Hope it works. This will be fun. Coming on. It's trying to come on yet. Okay. Sherry is a good friend and student in our school. Maybe she can even tell you about our school. But that is tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. It's a 90-minute class. After the recording, after our 90-minute class, which is recorded, I'm going to try again, okay? After our 90-minute class, which is recorded, then people maybe request again. Thank you for trying again, Sherry. Make sure your interconnection's good, Wi-Fi's on, and all that. So in our class, 90-minute lesson recorded for the many people who need to watch the replay and instead of being there. And then after that class, we turn the recording off and have open coaching questions. It's a very, very special class. Super affordable too. It's only $25 a month. A month. And people are jumping ranks. They're making many times that back in their business, network marketing business. Okay, Sherry, can you request again if you want to come on? So we'll try again. That would be real fun if you could. Guest requests. I don't think I can invite you to request to be on. I think you have to request that from me and then I approve it, which I did, but then it wanted you to do it again. So anybody else have a comment, question, tip about Overwhelm or anything about, that's what this video comes for, about not just network marketing, but careers, jobs, relationships, health, weight loss, spiritual fulfillment, all of that. These are all, I call it health, wealth, love, the 3 areas that I've helped people with for 3 decades. It's my life. I love it. Body, mind therapist, holistic health practitioner, working with all the the areas: physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. Okay, Sherry, drop me a note if you're still here, if you still want to come on. Otherwise, I'll go ahead and um, say farewell to people, and that we will see you again next Saturday and Sunday at noon Eastern Time every weekend. Noon Eastern Time every weekend, the Ask Bess video column. Oh, thanks, Carrie. I'm glad you're here. Maybe we'll see you next time too. Okay? Sherry, I'm going to assume that we'll try again next time. Okay? I'd love to bring you on. Thank you, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.